From the 1st of July 2026, private vehicles older than 4 years will be required to go for an annual inspection. And this is not for private vehicles only. Motorcycles are included in this directive that has been announced by Ntsa. On this episode, we are going to get up close and candid with this new set of inspection rules, criticize them, and also get to understand them. And we are doing that because AutoConnect is the only car channel that will guarantee you an alluring motor vehicle experience. And I'll be your host, Eric Wakabi, Eric with a CK, taking you through this episode. So let's get up close and candid with these new rules. As Kenyans, we need to ask ourselves some very, very difficult questions. For instance, we have been having a hitch in the supply of number plates, and it has been coming on and off, on and off, on and off. Yet, the number of vehicles being registered in Kenya daily is not that big. We are supposed to have a steady flow of number plates being issued. But we want to have an increased workload of motor vehicle inspection. Remember, motorcycles are so many, private cars are so many. The current inspection system has not yet been impactful. And this is my personal opinion, because we still see matatus in terrible condition. We still see those trailers with worn out tires and even not having rear lights, yet they have valid inspection stickers. We still see matatus with lights that blind other road users, yet they have valid inspection stickers. We still see matatus with dangerous seats that would injure passengers in case of an accident, yet they have valid inspection stickers. So if we have not yet perfected that, what will make us perfect this increased workload? And I feel these are answers that we need to hear from the National Transport and Safety Authority. No Kenyan is against inspection of private cars. In fact, it's for the better of all of us. But we need to know, will the infrastructure be good enough to solve that whole problem of inspecting such a big number of vehicles and motorcycles? The other thing is, can we have a steady stream of issuance of number plates before we can even get a bigger workload? So the motor vehicle inspection tests will include annual inspection tests, inspection of school vehicles, pre-registration tests. These ones have been there. Accident inspection tests, change of particulars inspection tests. Now these are done, and they are currently being done even now. In case you change the engine of your vehicle, in case you change the color of your vehicle, in case you change the usage of a vehicle, for instance, from a PSV to a private vehicle, you are required to do a change of particulars test. From a commercial vehicle to a private vehicle, you'll also be required to do a change of particulars inspection test, police inspection tests, re-registration, alternative, and transfer inspection tests. I think what is supposed to be here should be re-registration and alternative transfer inspection tests. So these are actually, the alternative transfer inspection tests are currently being done. This is alternative transfer, in other words, is what is called the forced transfer. So if you're doing a forced transfer, even today you are required to take the vehicle for inspection. So that has been there. Salvage vehicle inspection tests are also going to be there. And this brings us to another segment of this episode, and that is talking about salvage vehicles, because according to these new rules, salvage vehicles are going to be classified. Salvage vehicles are going to be classified into two categories, Category A and Category B. Category A are those vehicles that are beyond repair, and these ones will be deregistered by Ntsa and cannot be re-registered. Category B are vehicles that have suffered structural damage but are repairable. However, who is going to be declaring these vehicles as a Category A or Category B accident status salvage? That is the job of an inspector. For those who buy and repair salvage cars, things are going to get a little bit complex because the only cars that you can buy for repair are the category B vehicles. But even for them, things are not as straightforward because once it has been declared a category B, NTSA is going to retain the number plates until the vehicle is repaired. And after the repair, you are supposed to take the vehicle for an inspection for it to be declared roadworthy once more. And that is when NTSA is going to bring back or to give you back the number plates. However, in addition to that, the vehicle is going to carry a salvage title status. Yeah, so when you search the vehicle in the NTSA platforms or systems, it's going to carry or attach or to have a salvage title attached to it, which that is a good thing because so many people have been selling innocent buyers salvaged cars without disclosing. So now it's going to be next to impossible to sell a salvaged car without the customer noticing it. What if you do not declare or you do not report to NTSA that a vehicle has been classified as a salvage? Well, that is going to be an offense, and it's going to be an offense to any individual, insurance underwriter, or any company. So you are supposed to report to NTSA that your vehicle has been classified as either a category A or a category B. Operating a vehicle with a salvage title, or no, let me put it this way. If you're driving a vehicle that has been salvaged or has been under an accident repair and you did not report to NTSA, and so the salvage title is not attached to the vehicle's registration details, then that will also be an offense. We move forward to another category because it's even more interesting. Ukistaajabu ya Musa utayaona ya Firauni. How will NTSA manage to inspect all the vehicles on Kenyan roads? Yet, we cannot have a steady supply of number plates, and the number of motor vehicles that are registered in Kenya are just a small fraction of the overall number of vehicles in Kenya today. NTSA has been able to solve that problem and not yet solved the issue of number plates by introducing private motor vehicle inspection centers. Hayo ni ya Musa, tufike kwa ya Firauni. And I'm laughing about this because the authority shall not issue a person with a license under this rule. Kindly note, I repeat, the authority shall not issue a person with a license under these rules. The license is to have a private motor vehicle inspection center. And the first rule is if that person is a licensed motor vehicle assembler, or B, if that person is engaged in the business of repairing motor vehicles. I find this strange because the people who are in the motor vehicle repair business are the people who have the know-how and the equipment to inspect vehicles. They are the people who have the skill to identify a defective vehicle. So the people who are going to be given these licenses, and I quote, the authority shall issue an applicant with a license under this rule if the person can demonstrate to the satisfaction of the authority that the person has the requisite land, infrastructure, capital, and equipment to establish and operate a motor vehicle inspection center. Allow me to move to an even more interesting segment of this document, and that is the application fees. And I believe this is not the inspection fee, the application fee. So for an inspector's license annual, the fee is 2,000 Kenya shillings. Well, I don't know, the title is application fees, but the license here states annual 2,000 Kenya shillings. This should need clarification because there is something here, and it says Cluster 1, Motor Vehicle Inspection Center. Listen to this. This is very interesting. Cluster 1, Motor Vehicle Inspection Center. Nairobi City, Kiambu, Mombasa, Nakuru, Machakos, Nyandarua, Meru, Kisumu, Bungoma, Kakamega, Narok, Nyeri, Murang'a, Kisii, Uasin Gishu, Bomet, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Kilifi, Trans Nzoia, Homa Bay, Kajiado, and Embu. The application fee is 1 million Kenya shillings. Cluster 2, Motor Vehicle Inspection Center, Nyamira, Kitui, Makueni, Kirinyaga, Migori, Siaya, Baringo, Busia, Kericho, Kwale, Laikipia, Turkana, Tharaka Nithi, Vihiga, Taita Taveta, West Pokot, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, Tana River, Lamu, Samburu, Isiolo, 500,000 Kenya shillings. And for the private motor vehicle inspection mobile unit, the application fee is 300,000 Kenya shillings. So one thing that should be clarified by NTSA is, are these the application fees for you to become an inspection center, or are these application fees for the annual renewal of the private inspection center license? There will also be a private motor vehicle inspection mobile unit. I suppose awa ni wale kama Kenha, awa wanapeangwa contract na Kenha. They just drive around our highways. Sometimes they are supposed to be helpful, but sometimes people report some negative things about them. So I suppose these private motor vehicle inspection mobile units are going to be more or less the same. Anyway, let's head over to the booking fees and the inspection center fee. So for motorcycles and tuk-tuks, the three-wheelers or any three-wheel vehicle, it will be 200 booking at NTSA and 300 at the inspection center. For the inspection of motor vehicles with an engine capacity of less than 3,000 cc or an electric vehicle with a battery capacity of less than 150 kilowatt hours, it's going to be 1,000 Kenya shillings at NTSA and 1,000 Kenya shillings at the inspection center. So that means the total is 2,000 Kenya shillings. And for motorcycles and three-wheeled motor vehicles, it's going to be 500 Kenya shillings in total. And I'll repeat, for motorcycles and three-wheeled motor vehicles, for you to book, NTSA will charge you 200 Kenya shillings and the inspection center will charge you 300 Kenya shillings. For motor vehicles with less than 3,000 cc's and electric vehicles with less than 150 kilowatt hour battery, the NTSA booking fee is going to be 1,000 Kenya shillings and the inspection center fee is going to be 1,000 Kenya shillings. So that is going to be 2,000 Kenya shillings. For vehicles with engine capacity exceeding 3,000 cc's or electric vehicles with a capacity of more than 151 kilowatt hours, the booking fee on the NTSA portal will be 1,000 Kenya shillings, and the fee for the inspection center is also going to be 1,000 Kenya shillings. So that brings it to a total of 2,000 Kenya shillings. Inspection of trailers, 1,000 on the NTSA portal, 1,000 at the inspection center. So 2,000 is the average cost. 1,000 for NTSA, 1,000 at the inspection center, with the exception of motorcycles, which will be 200 on the NTSA portal and 300 at the inspection center. For the accident vehicles, it's going to cost them 1,000 all inclusive. What do you think about this inspection of motorcycles and private cars? Let me know in the comments. I've been your host, Eric Okabi, Eric with a CK, and you can follow me at a personal level on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads as well. We can also connect on LinkedIn. See you next week.